Whenever you're ready.
So, introduction, again, faculty advisor. This one's for one-time funds, and this one's looking at getting our team to build uniforms. We do have, and part of this team does service a large proportion of individuals that are, I guess, you could say, underprivileged. Question outfitting is very costly, and so getting these outfits and basically uniforms for our team could benefit the camaraderie, again, develop that brand that we're looking for to develop with the equestrian team. Part of these funds look at getting safety. Our hunt seat team, if anybody's familiar with that, is an over fences team, so they do require helmets. I've looked at our helmets. We do have some that are a little bit out of date, and so they will be going in the trash can, so they do need to be replaced frequently. And so if we do get these funds, those are going to be priority number one, to replace those helmets so that we're in compliance. Those that are going out, equestrian shirts for them to look and feel as a team, again bolstering their bravado in going out. When I was going with them to Canyon, Texas, or Lubbock, where most of the equine competitions for our region are held, because those two schools have the number of forces to provide that. A lot of those come in and wear their team, and our individuals that were competing actually had to go borrow equipment because they weren't able to, one, buy them for themselves, or two, have it provided for them. They were going to other universities and borrowing that equipment. Sometimes that's a sense of pride. Luckily, in the equestrian world, it really didn't matter to most of those, but at the same time, it's kind of a ding to the individual, makes them kind of feel a little bit if they're having to go borrow. So if we could provide that for them and get a variety, so we can mix and match with our students and get that, we can do that. The team jackets, I'm open to getting vests or whatever. Those are just kind of something that they've asked for, just because the arenas, they do kind of keep them cold in the shade, especially if we go out into Lubbock, Texas, or Canyon in February, March. It does get cold up there. And so those are the kind of things we're looking at as providing just an overall appearance. Again, looking at a competition team, we need to come out and look as a team instead of everybody wearing what they found in their closet after they, I guess, lack of better words.
Okay, let's open it up for questions.
Yes, sir.
These numbers that have been, I guess, estimated, where did you get the pricing?
Most of them came from Parts Western Wear online. And so I just kind of averaged a few, went middle of the road based on what I could see. I didn't go exorbitant. The chaps are probably going to be the most expensive portion, just because anywhere I found minimum chaps cost about $300. And so they're not cheap.
And those are cheap at your price.
Yeah, those are cheap. So I kind of went a little low there. But again, most of them I went middle of the road, or tried to be as economical as I possibly could when I looked at outfitting and things like that. Yes, sir.
You know, I guess I'm just curious, the handout you give us versus your actual request, there's an adjustment of, that's roughly what, $225, I think?
Got cut off at the bottom.
Okay, did down here.
Yep,
Gotcha.
there's more at the bottom. Due to the lovely nature of PDF forms, that was my issue, is there's more below it, plus some verbiage that gets cut off when you printed it. That's the discrepancy. Because I remember submitting it, they yelled at me for that. But I was like, it's the form. I have that issue at iCook every month.
I just have a question. When you have the Western show shirts,
Mm-hmm.
those seem to me to be a one-time, I mean, that's bought to fit an individual.
Yeah, most of them are like, they're kind of a man's cut still. And so if I get medium larges and kind of get a mixture in a blue that fits.
So those are something you can use year after year,
Yeah,
I think?
yeah. And so, yeah, as long as I wear deodorant, right?
That was my question.
Yeah, no, they can be dry cleaned and reused again, and based on the number of competitions, 8 competitions, those probably have longevity of about 3 to 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And so that was kind of what I was looking for. And again, mainly looking at my underprivileged students that may need something. It would be nice to have a tack closet for them to run to and be like, hey, grab a shirt that fits you. If I have more that meet that one size, well, all right, then we might have to share, but hopefully I can figure that out.
And these are, each of these are times 5, correct?
Right, I was buying for the 5 competing members that we have. We average about 5 competitors in those arenas. So if we can move forward and get that team of 5 going, and as that team grows, hopefully they can bring their own stuff. So again, looking at my 5 as a team as a whole, I 5 underprivileged students that aren't able to compete because they can't find a equipment. And that's really what I was targeting.
Okay, that makes sense. So I know that if when it comes to judging, when it comes to competing, the biggest possible for prize money, is there a hope that as the equestrian club gets bolstered up, builds the brand, gets really good members, that prize money may come in and help fund? Or is that just-
Intercollegiately, no, there's zero prize money for intercollegiate horses. Yeah, most of the time they're gonna get a buckle
Right.
for the intercollegiate horse judging, intercollegiate horse competitions, they get rewarded, and in in-kind goods, they'll get a buckle. It's unlike rodeo, they do not have the opportunity to win money. Maybe at the national level one, but that's directly to the individual for, hey, good job, good one.
Even that's plaques, I pay plaques and stuff for the
Plaques.
university.
Yeah, plaques and
That's
stuff to the
student.
university, and any monetary stuff normally goes there, but again, in the intercollegiate world, there's very little monetary kickback, it's normally just a championship buckle and a plaque to come back.
I have a question about the Western show shirts.
Mhm.
So they're $250 a piece.
Yes, they're not cheap, because normally they embellish
What's the
those.
difference in, like,
The embellishments of the material and the embellishments with the designs. They have a lot of sequencing, rhinestones, a lot of,
yes,
horse
this
people
isn't
like
a
glitter.
t-shirt.
No, it's not a t-shirt. Bling. Yeah, bling. Horse bling is kind of the best way I can say it, but yeah, it's the embellishments that raise those prices up.
Could you model one of those for us?
If I had one, I would. It
Yeah,
would make me look like
big
a,
movement.
what's his, Wolf,
Farrell.
no, Tommy Boy in the little coat. That's what I'd look like in a show shirt. So, not designed for my body.
Going back, I guess, to the question that I asked in the last presentation, so, if facing possible cuts, would the team jackets be the item that would be?
Those would be the first thing
negotiable?
cut, and then I'd probably look back and see, I'd probably start kicking back on the spurs. The helmets would be number one.
Sure.
I definitely need to get those. And the only reason I'm asking for Western too is the equestrian clothing, back to your comment about individuals. English clothing is definitely more tailored to the individual, so I don't want to purchase any of that because of the fitting of the breeches and things, where Western you get a little bit more leeway. And then I'd probably cut back on numbers. Maybe I was only able to get 3 instead of 5, or et cetera. Definitely managing a number that isn't required would be where I'd look at cutting back. And yeah, the jackets would be the first thing to go. They're the most expensive thing on there. I can get them a Carhartt jacket or something at TSC.
You do your own bedazzling.
Yeah, exactly.
You need a bedazzler.
Put it in my office, I'll just sit on my desk and start.
That's your free time.
Yeah. Airbrush paint it too. Wonderful. Go big or go home.
Dr. Rickman,
Yes, sir.
after this initial one time,
Mhm.
are you anticipating putting in your request every year to buy 1 or 2 items to, is there a way to extend it to 8 people going to these events, or is it just limited at 5?
We could extend it, some of these sports teams, like West Texas A&M has 30 competitors.
Okay,
If we can get the caliber of rider to get up that far, yeah.
I understand that.
It's, right now, I only have 5 caliber riders that
Got
have
it.
tried out, and so as the team grows in caliber riders, maybe
Okay.
the only thing I come back with is replacing my old helmets if I can't find the funds to
Good.
look at it because of the safety.
Okay, thank you.
And so,
Yeah, sure. Are there any legal requirements when it comes to competition?
hunt seat, yes. They do have to wear the helmet to go over fences. Western, it will vary based on state. The state of Texas does not require a helmet to be worn during Western competitions. If we were to go into states like Colorado or I believe Missouri, they do require helmet restrictions on there. And then at that point, without knowing of restrictions of travel, they might have those provided. And then if not, we'd be in a lurch. But as of right now, the state of Texas, no helmets for Western equitation. It's just English.
How crucial are the rider helmet cases?
Our tack rooms get pretty dusty, and we did have fighting a mice infestation. And so if I could protect those the best I can from mice getting in, I'd say they're pretty crucial, just from a overall product longevity standpoint, because most of these helmets are leather encased, and so the mice will get in and chew them up. And so I really care about protecting an investment. If you guys are willing to make it, I want to protect it because you've given me the money, make it last. And then those cases, they'll be good for, they're plastic, they'll be good forever. I can pop a new helmet in when I gotta get rid of the helmet. So those are kind of one of those, if I buy it, it's there.
Other questions?
And what would it take for the team to be put under athletics?
I have not looked into that To be honest, it got kind of put on me last August when I first started. So I'm in my first calendar year as a professor, and then I got all the equestrian stuff. So I have not had time to look into that. And probably based on Title IX and varsity sports here, depending on, they'd probably have to give up a female varsity sport to give us equestrian varsity sports to make it an equal balance. And depending on what our other female varsity sports bring in for a revenue generator, probably very low.
I would also encourage you to speak to somebody down at Campus Recreation. They have sports club. They may have a possible another funding source to offset maybe some of the travel or some of these other items. So that would be Katie Thomas is the person to contact down there. Any other questions?